All right, let's look at another example. Very similar to problems we've been doing, but just a little twist. So given the value of a trig function, find the remaining 5 trig ratios. So they tell us that the cotangent of t is 6/5. Cotangent is 6/5. So think about the cotangent. So that relates the adjacent side to the opposite side, right? So we get a positive ratio. Well, that doesn't tell us what quadrant we're in yet. It could be in the first quadrant because sine and cosine are both positive. That would give a positive tangent or cotangent. Or we could be in the third quadrant where they're both negative. Then that would give us a positive ratio as well. So they give us an additional piece of information. They tell us the cosecant is less than 0, or in other words, the cosecant is negative. Well, cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So they just told us the sine is negative. So that's got to be down in this quadrant, right? Sine would be negative here or here. But because we know cotangent's positive, it's got to be down here. So they've already drawn a triangle in for us. So I would say that's the first thing you do. You set up, you draw a triangle. Well, they've already done that. So let's go over here and find our, if I can get my pen to work here, let's go over here and find this side of our triangle, right? So we've got 36 plus 25. 36 plus 25, I could probably do that, but I'll do it with my calculator quick so I don't make a mistake in my video. So that is 61. So this side of our triangle is going to be the square root of 61. Now that we have all three sides of our triangle, it's pretty straightforward to find our ratios, right? So let's go ahead and list them out. So sine of t, well, sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So negative 5 over square root 61. Cosine of t, adjacent over hypotenuse. So negative 6 over square root 61. And then tangent, of course we could do that because we've already got the cotangent. It's just a reciprocal. And so it is 5, 6. But notice here it'd be negative 5 over negative 6, which becomes positive. Okay, now let's find the other one. So we've got cotangent. So we need cosecant. I'll write up here because it's the reciprocal of sine. So square root 61, in fact it's negative, over 5. And then of course secant is just the reciprocal of cosine, so negative square root 61 over 6. And of course cotangent they already provided for us. So as you go through problems similar to this, draw a triangle and draw it in the proper quadrant. They're going to give you enough information, you'll know which quadrant. So I like to model that. Draw it in the correct quadrant, then you basically got a right triangle and you just use SOHCAHTOA.